What is up, guys? My name is Bailey and welcome back to another one of my videos. In this video, I'm going to go over the earnings for my Antminer L3 Plus. Now this might be the last time I do an earnings video for this device, and that's because I actually sold the device. I'm going to pack it up after this video and ship it out. Now the reason why I've sold it, not only is it because I got a great deal on the device itself, it's mainly because the L7 is coming out here in about a month, and that device is just a beast of a device, and it's going to only drive up the difficulty of mining for these certain coins, and that is going to make it so that my L3 Plus will make less profits, and I don't want to deal with that. And on top of it, the L3 Plus is pretty loud. I didn't realize how loud it was when I purchased it. You can still hear it even though it's placed in my basement. You can still hear it in the kitchen of my house, so it is kind of annoying, and it does kind of get a bit warm. But now, since winter is rolling around, it would have been nice to have that running, to have the cold weather kind of offset that. But regardless, I have sold it, so this might be the last video that I do for the earnings on my L3 Plus. Now before I jump into this video, if you guys enjoy this type of content, please smash that like button for me. If you guys want more content like this, hit the subscribe button down below and turn on post notifications so you guys don't miss any content I upload in the future. And without any further ado, let's just jump straight into the Poolin account to show you guys the hash rate, and also my Coinbase account to show you guys the earnings for this one device. Alright, so here we are on the Poolin website, as well as the Coinbase tab pulled up at the very top. Now this is going to go over essentially the hash rate on my device, kind of go over the earnings slightly in the Poolin side, and then go over the earnings as I do get paid out into Coinbase when I mine. So let's first dive into Poolin and kind of go over those numbers. So you guys can see in the middle here, the hash rate, it's saying the hash rate is about 587 mega hash per second for the last 24 hours. Now this is much lower than what it should be, and the reason is because last night there was a power outage for a couple hours, so the hash rate is showing a little bit under what it normally is. Normally it's about 650 on an average of 24 hours. It should get up to about 700 mega hash when it's hashing, and I'll go over that in a little bit, but you guys can see that the average for the last 24 hours is about 600. Going over to the mining management and going into the earnings tab, just breaking down the Litecoin and the Dogecoin payment. First, the Litecoin, right here you guys can see that the network difficulty is about 11.15 as of right now. It hashed at 626 on average mega hash per second, and you guys can see the day before was at 654 and 658. Like I said, it's usually around 650, sometimes a little bit higher, sometimes a little bit lower, but on average it's about 650 mega hash. And that's because this has been overclocked to about 700 mega hash. I'm not sure how to overclock it, so I did purchase this device used, so it was already overclocked, so I didn't do anything when I purchased it. I just decided that it was a good investment to get into, especially since I was making content with it. So Litecoin is just, the bottom barrel, because you're not making much with Litecoin. You're making about $2 to $3 a day with the current price with Litecoin mining. But the Dogecoin is where you really want to look here. You guys can see that the average earnings are around 30 Dogecoin a day. Give or take depending on what day you're mining, but you guys can see that a couple days ago I was making about 31 Doge, 29, 30, 31. So that equates to about $8 give or take in Doge. If you take 24 cents, which is the current value of Doge, multiply that by 31, that's going to give you about $7.50 every single day. That's before taking out electricity. Now this does use up quite a lot of electricity. After all the calculations, you're making about $5 every single day. You can actually go to a website called Antminer Value, and they actually have these ASIC miners that you can actually plug in numbers and calculate how much profits you would make after electricity. But that's not for this video. This is pretty much just the Poolin side. This is what I use. So let's jump into the Coinbase and kind of go over the earnings of how much I've earned and kind of breaking down whether or not I profited ever since buying this device. So here is my Coinbase account. Everything in here is pretty much everything from the Poolin side with the ASIC miner. Besides the Cello cryptocurrency, this is what I got for free from Coinbase. So just take into account just these numbers up top with the Doge and the Litecoin. And one thing to keep in mind is that I did sell some Doge when I first started mining just to pay for some electricity. So I'm going to jump into the Doge tab and just kind of show you guys that. I sold about $142 worth of Doge. So here is the Dogecoin wallet. I'm going to go down to where I did sell the Doge. So you guys can see that I did sell the 142. So it's saying 145, but there was some fees that Coinbase did take out. So essentially I pulled out about $142 from selling Dogecoin on here. So the device itself, I bought it for about $1,700. Then I had to pay for electricity for 3 months, which is roughly about $100 a month. So with that and the electricity and then the amount that I sold the L3 Plus, essentially, I made about $400 in profits in 3 months. So that isn't terrible. So I did have to hire out an electrician to put in a new plug in my basement so that it could draw more power, because I wanted the peace of mind that the house wouldn't catch on fire. And also when I tried using it with a normal household plug, the cable did get pretty hot. I mean, it didn't melt anything, but I just wanted it to be more safe. So I did hire out an electrician for about $300 to install that plug. So that's a great business to get into if you guys are wanting to get into a business. I paid about $300 for about 15 minutes of work, which is crazy, but they installed a new breaker and they added a new plug, and that was about 15 minutes for $300. But regardless, with that, I essentially just profited about $100, but I still do use that plug today with my GPU miner. So I could also say that the cost of that is a little bit less because I am using it for a different project. But if you did not get into GPU mining, then essentially in 3 months you would have made about $100 in profits if you're selling it at the price that I sold it at. So let's go back to the assets here. The Dogecoin I have is about 2,000 Dogecoin, which is almost about $500 with the current value of 24 cents. Litecoin is almost $300, which is 1.49 Litecoin, and the current price is $186. Hopefully Dogecoin goes a little bit higher. I do think that it will get a little bit higher, so I am holding on to this Doge before I sell. I know that I did get up to that 75-cent point, so I could essentially 3 times the amount of money here and make more profits. Hopefully get to that point, you know, Doge to the moon, maybe it goes to $1, then I'd be making about $2,000 off of Doge. But regardless, that is essentially how much I made with Doge and Litecoin with the L3 Plus. I did pay a premium for my miner because it was overclocked to the 700 mega hash. Usually they're about 500 to 600, so that's just something to keep in mind. You will be earning a little bit less with yours unless you overclock it. And on top of it, make sure that you're getting a killer deal on it. I think the only places you can buy it are from eBay or from Alibaba or AliExpress. I bought mine on eBay, and you can only buy them used. I haven't seen any new ones on the market. Just make sure it's a killer deal because the L7 is coming, and that's gonna drive that difficulty so much higher than what it is because it's just a beast of a machine. So just keep that in mind if you're planning on investing in one of these ASIC miners. That is pretty much what I have for you guys in this video. If you guys enjoy this type of content, please smash that like button for me. If you guys want more content like this, or maybe want me to buy another ASIC miner, let me know in the comment section down below, or if you guys have questions at all, drop it down there as well. And I'll catch you guys all in the next video. Peace.